So me and my buddy Luke went up and we started filming these guys and asking them questions like, yo, what the fuck do you guys do here every day? And they're like, we're fucking fishermen, bro. Come see how we live. And one of these dudes took us back to his boat he lived on. He had this broken down boat in this old dusty marina where the boat didn't work, but he lived in this boat and it had amplifiers stacked to the ceiling. He had a stack of porno DVDs like 6 feet tall, laser light machines, fog machines, and he wore these fairy wings and like an armor helmet. And he would jam out to like Rob Zombie on his guitar while playing the music videos on this big projection screen in his boat. And we're like, this is fucking the Twilight Zone, dude. And then they started telling us more and more about like what they do. This is it. Yeah, this is the first episode. The Gates of Hell. This is Shane Lee. R.I.P. So we're asking these guys about like, what do you, like, you're fishermen, but like, explain to me, how does this work? And they were all pissed off about, oh, we're getting screwed by the boat owners and these IFQs and we don't make any money. And, you know, we're like, dude, there might be a story here. So we started interviewing more people, and we eventually interviewed the people who own the boats and own the fish houses. So like Madeira Beach is Johns Pass, Florida is the grouper capital of the world. There's more grouper caught there than anywhere in the world. And the way it works is before 2007, there was a quota system where it was like for red snapper, it was like 3 million pounds per year are allowed to be caught in this area, right? So it was like derby fishing. So all the boats would go out and they would catch as much fish as they possibly could, and they would wait when they get back from their trip, and then they would, you know, quantify that or you know, tell the federal government this is where we're at. And sometimes they would reach that 3 million pound limit in like October. So what do they have to do for the rest of the year? They stop fishing. They can't do anything. So in 2007, the federal government made a monopoly where they gave boat owners an allotment of fishing quota per year. So some guys got 100,000 pounds, some guys got 200,000 pounds, which is, if it's red snapper, that's $1 a pound. So that's like the best retirement plan known to man. The federal government is handing you 200,000 pounds of red snapper quota per year. And then what happened was eventually the boat owners sold off their quota, and now it's become so discombobulated where now like you can just buy this fishing quota and trade it like stock. You don't have to own a boat. You don't have to be a fisherman. You could just be some dude sitting in Manhattan in a high rise and buying and selling fishing quota. You're not, and there are like fishing communities in America, like in the Northeast, where it doesn't work like that, where you have to have your hand on the throttle. You have to take care of your people, and it's a lifestyle, and it's like a way to live. It's a culture. And where in Madeira Beach, at least when I was there filming, they were all just like carny ride operators, you know.
Oh, wow.
And these dudes were, and the lowest level of this fishing industry are those deckhands, those dudes like Shane Lee. And they're fucking drug addicts. A lot of them are hooked on heroin. What happens is they get home from fishing from 10 days of fishing offshore, and they get like $4,000 or $5,000, and they blow it all on prostitutes and coke and hookers and heroin. And they're kids, dude. They're like kids.
Right.
They're like kids with money. And by the time they run out, they have to go fishing again. So they're going to all the fish houses saying, bro, let me go. So they go offshore again, and they rehab, where they rehab at sea for 10 days because they have no more drugs.
Wow.
And they come back and then rinse and repeat. And one of the people that we interviewed, there was 3 main characters in that series. There was Shane Lee, there was Space, and then there was Hollywood Kim. And Hollywood Kim was the last episode, which was, sometimes when I think I have problems in my life, I remember her story and realize I don't really know what fucking problems are. She was from Alabama, and when she was 17 years old, she gave birth to her father's son.
Oh, God.
And when she was 6 years old, she would wake up every morning and ride her bike to the beach to try to escape her dad. And no one would believe her.
Jesus Christ.
She tried telling people, and no one would believe her because her dad was a cop.
Oh, God.
So she eventually gave birth to her son and escaped to Florida and became a deckhand working fishing and working on these boats, dude. And she was I met her, and she would wake up every morning and just start slamming vodka and looking for drugs. And dude, it was just the Twilight Zone in my own backyard.
Wow.
It was nuts. And then that led to like podcasts. Like, so after that, then we're just like, oh, let's start doing podcasts in between these documentaries, you know, more content. And the podcast started to get more views than the documentaries. And here we are.
Well, I'm glad it happened. You got a great show, man.
Thanks, bro.
I appreciate you coming on here, man. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Let's do it again, for sure.
Hell yeah, bro.
Danny Jones Show. It is on YouTube.
Yep.
Are you on Spotify as well?
Yeah,
You on
YouTube,
everywhere?
Spotify. It's just at Danny Jones on YouTube.
All right.
And same with Instagram.
It's an awesome show.
That's it, baby.
Lots of fun stuff on there. All right.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.